points. It is better for you to follow my video from beginning to end. Please add your problems and suggestions if any to your comment. Please subscribe and click the bell icon to get my videos uninterrupted.
Students, percentage is an important part of mathematics. Application of percentage is needed for calculating profit and loss, discounts, calculation of interest, depreciation, population growth, or growth of the economy everywhere. Students, let us consider the first problem. If a salary is increased by 50%, then decreased by 50%, find the percentage change of the salary. Here, see the formula. Percentage change equal to x plus y plus xy by 100%. Here x equal to 50% and y equal to minus 50%. That is, salary is decreased. Therefore, required percentage change equal to 50. What is the value of y? That is minus 50. Minus 50 into 50 by 100% equal to minus 2500 by 100% equal to minus 25%. Hence, his salary is decreased by 25%. Let us consider an important formula. If the value of an object or a number P is successively changed by x%, y% and then z%, then its final value equal to p into 1 plus minus x by 100 into 1 plus or minus y by 100 into 1 plus or minus z by 100. Here plus is considered for an increase and minus is considered for decrease. Students, let a number p is successively increased by x%, y% and then z%. Then its final value equal to p into 1 plus or minus x by 100 into 1 plus or minus y by 100 plus 1 plus or minus z by 100. Here positive sign means percentage of increase, that is x% increase, and negative sign is considered when it is decreased by x%, y% and z% respectively. Let us consider an example. If the price of a machine of rupees 1000 is successively increased by 10%, 20% and 30% respectively, find its final price. Students, here P equal to rupees 1000, x equal to 10%, y equal to 20% is greater than 0, increased in every case, and z equal to 30%, it is also increased. Hence, the final price equal to p into 1 plus 10 by 100 into 1 plus 20 by 100 into 1 plus 30 by 100. Students, we are applying the formula. Here x%, y% and z% are 10%, 20% and 30%, and every time the price is increased. So x is greater than 0, y is greater than 0 and z is greater than 0. Therefore, the final price of the machine is p into 1 plus 10 by 100 into 1 plus 20 by 100 into 1 plus 30 by 100 equal to 1000 into 11 by 10 into 12 by 10 into 13 by 10, that is 11 into 12 into 13 equal to 1716. Here given that the initial price of the machine is rupees 1000 and successive price increase is 10%, 20% and 30%. Therefore, final price of the machine is 1716. Therefore, final price equal to rupees 1716. Let us consider the third problem. In an election between two candidates, 85% voters cast their votes, out of which 5% of the votes polled were cancelled. A candidate got 3,553 votes, which were 55% of the valid votes. Find the total number of voters. Let total number of voters equal to x. Given that 85% voters cast their votes, therefore number of voters cast their votes equal to 85% of x. As per given condition, 85% voters cast their vote, therefore number of voters equal to 85% of x. Given that 5% votes polled were cancelled. 5% votes cancelled. Therefore, number of valid votes equal to 100 minus 5% of 85% of X equal to 95% of 85% of X equals to 95 by 100 into 85 by 100 into X equals to 19 by 20 into 17 by 20 into X. Students, given that a candidate got 55% of the valid votes, therefore 55% of the valid votes equal to 55% of number of valid votes equal to this amount, that is 19 into 17 into X by 400 equal to 55 by 100 into 19 into 17 into X by 400 equal to 3553 into X by 8000. Given that 55% of valid votes equal to 3553, hence 3553x by 8000 equal to 3553. This implies that x equal to 3553 into 8000 by 3553. So it is 8000. Therefore, number of voters equal to 8000. Students, let number of voters equal to x. Since 85% of the voters casted their vote, therefore number of votes polled equal to 85% of x. Given that 5% votes cancelled, therefore 95% votes are valid, that is 95% of the total votes, that is 85% of x. So it is 19 into 17 into x by 400. Now given that 55% of the valid votes equal to 3553, therefore 3553x by 8000 equal to 3553, hence x equal to 8000. Therefore number of voters equal to 8000. Let us consider the next problem. A man gave 40% of his money to his wife. He also gave 25% of the remaining money to his son. 90% of the money left was deposited in the bank, and the remaining money, rupees 45,000, was donated. How much money did he have initially? Let the man have rupees x initially. He gave 40% to his wife. Therefore, money left equal to 100 minus 40% of x, that is 60% of x equals to 60 by 100 into x, that is he gave 25% of the remaining money to his son. Further, he gave 25% of the remaining money. Therefore, money left equal to 100 minus 25% of the balance money, that is 3x by 5 equal to 75% of 3x by 5 equal to 75 by 100 into 3x by 5 equal to 9x by 20. He deposited 90% of the money left in the bank. Since he deposited 90% of money left, hence remaining money equal to 100 minus 90% of 9x by 20. The person deposited 90% of the remaining money, hence money left equal to 10% of 9x by 20 equal to 1 by 10 into 9x by 20 equal to 9x by 200. According to the question, he has donated 9x by 200. So 9x by 200 equal to 45,000. He has donated 45,000. So 9x by 200 equal to 45,000. This implies that x equal to 45,000 into 200 by 9 is 5,000, that is 10 lakh. Therefore, the man have rupees 10 lakh initially. Students, let us consider the fifth problem. In an examination, there are 150 questions. For each correct answer, there is 4 marks. There is a penalty of 2 marks for each incorrect answer and a penalty of 1 mark for each unattempted question. A student attempted 90% questions, of which 20% answers are incorrect. Find what percentage of marks the student obtained. Here given 150 questions, each carry 4 marks. Hence, total marks equal to 150 into 4 equal to 600. Given that a student attempted 90% questions, so attempted 90% of 150 questions, that is 90 by 100 into 150 equal to 135 questions. Hence, unattempted questions equal to 150 minus 135 equal to 15 questions. Therefore, penalty equal to 15 into 1 equal to 15 marks. Given that a penalty of 1 mark for each unattempted question, so penalty for 15 unattempted question equal to 15 marks. 20% answers are incorrect, so incorrect answers equal to 20% of 135. Given that the student attempted 135 questions, out of which 20% incorrect equal to 20 by 100 into 135 equal to 27. Therefore, penalty for 27 incorrect equal to 27 into 2, that is 54 marks. Hence, number of correct answers equal to 135 minus 27. Here we get the student has given 27 incorrect answers. Therefore, number of correct answers equal to 135 minus 27 equal to 108. Therefore, number obtained for 108 correct answers equal to 108 into 4. For each correct answer, there are 4 marks. So he obtained 432 for correct answer. Therefore, the student got 432 marks for correct answers, and there are 2 penalties, that is 15 and 54. Hence, the student got 432 minus 54 minus 15 marks equal to 363 marks. Hence, percentage of marks equal to 363 by total marks 600 into 100%. equal to 60.5%. Therefore, the student got 60.5% marks. Students, percentage is an important part of basic mathematics. I therefore advise you to watch all my videos from part 1 to part 7 where I explained the percentage problems properly. Students, if you like and enjoy my videos, please subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you.